Hi.
Are you Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Berry. I'm Officer Alexander of Newport News Police Department.
Can I show you the video?
Sure. You want to come out and
No,
show
I'd
what's
rather
going on?
stand right here.
Well, Mr. Berry, you need to come out and talk to us at this point. You need to hang up the phone from 911.
I do not want to come outside.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're trying to kill me! They're trying to kill me! Fuck you! God help me! God help me!
Mr. Berry, you're under
Mr.
arrest.
Berry, stop
what?
resisting, sir.
For what?
Mr. Berry,
Mr.
stop.
Berry.
What am I
Stop
under arrest
resisting.
for? I didn't do
Stop.
anything wrong!
Sir,
Stop this!
Sir, you're
Don't
just going to
touch
make
me.
it more
All right.
difficult. Please stop, sir.
I'm not under arrest! I
resisting.
haven't done anything wrong!
Come on. Sir, stop.
Stop.
Mr. Berry, stop.
Empty power! Help me!
Mr. Berry, stop resisting, sir.
Hold.
Stop.
Got it. Fuck me up. Fuck you.
Stop. Put your hands behind your back, sir. Put your hands behind your back.
I got it.
Mr. Berry.
Mr. Berry, put your hands behind your back.
Mr. Berry,
Stop.
you're under
Stop.
arrest.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop or you're going to get tased.
Mr. Berry, you're
Put
under
your
arrest.
hands
Okay.
behind your back.
Put your hands behind your
Put your
back.
hands behind your hands behind your back.
Mr. Berry,
Let go and lay
it's
down
going
on
to
your
be
stomach.
okay, sir. Just put your hands behind your
Mr.
back,
Berry,
okay?
lay on your
All right.
stomach.
You listen to Officer Alexander.
Mr.
You're
Berry.
not going to get tased,
Mr.
all right?
Berry, Mr. Berry, look at me. Well, I understand that you're upset. I understand that some things are going on. But right now you're under arrest and you need to put your hands behind your back, okay? Let's start with this one. Can we start with this hand? Give me your left hand, okay? Mr. Berry, we
Taser
don't...
report. Come here, taser. You know, taser.
Everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
Here you go. Here's mine. Sorry.
All right.
Put your hands down.
Now, officer involved shooting. Need a medic en route.
22, therefore, we need a medic en route. Officer involved shooting.
Start working him.
Give me glove.
For breaking news out of Newport News, that is where a jury just found a Newport News police officer guilty of manslaughter.
Jurors deliberated for about 2.5 hours in the case of Sergeant Albin Pearson for the death of Hank Berry III. The deadly shooting happened in 2019 at Berry's home in Oyster Point. Pearson was on duty at the time. Investigative reporter Chris Horn joins us live from outside the courthouse. Chris?
Yeah, Stephanie, that verdict coming down right around 10 after 3 in the past hour. The judge in the case, Margaret Spencer, gave the jury this instruction. You can either find him guilty of second-degree murder, as he was originally charged, you can find him guilty of manslaughter, or you can find him not guilty. They picked option B. The verdict came back from the 7 women and 5 men guilty of manslaughter in the death of Hank Berry III. Let's look at some video that we have of the case. As you mentioned, these were 4 officers in total. Pearson was the supervisor. The judge ruled yesterday that their entry into Berry's home in late December 2019 was illegal, and their attempt to arrest him also illegal. The officers were there to charge Berry with misuse of the 911 system. He had made repeated calls to 911 to try to get a missing persons report regarding his 9-year-old son. Police told him the son was safe and with the custody of his mother. He did not want to leave the home. They entered the home anyway. They struggled with Berry, and Pearson ended up shooting and killing Berry. Prosecutor Rhonda Spady, a visiting prosecutor because this involves the city police force, she's from Suffolk, she said that those officers had no right to be in the home of Hank Berry and no right to arrest him. Defense attorney Tim Clancy repeated what Pearson had said in his own defense on the witness stand yesterday. He said that once Berry got control of one of the tasers of his fellow officers in that scrum inside Berry's home on Nantucket Place, his only option was to shoot Mr. Berry, he shot him in the back, it went through his lung and his heart, and it killed him minutes later. Now, sentencing for Mr. Pearson, I should say, in the death of Hank Berry will be coming up on December 9th. Voluntary manslaughter, a class 5 felony, 1 to 10 years in prison. We'll see what happens in December. Albin Pearson, sergeant for the police department here in Newport News, found guilty of manslaughter in the 2019 death of Hank Berry. We'll have more coming up at 5 o'clock. Live in Newport News, Chris Horn, 10 on your side.